Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm the last one standing and we are playing a game that I played a lot when I was younger, but I haven't really played since. It's Grandia 2. Now, as we tried recording this video earlier in the week and I got about half an hour in, I believe. Yep. And I wasn't too happy with the audio, so I'm just gonna redo the first half hour. We're gonna be playing on hard mode, and yeah, so I will try my best not to talk during the cutscenes, but a lot of the cutscenes in this game, it's just characters, like, how do I work this? A lot of dialogue in this game is not voiced, so you end up with situations where you are just watching endless strings of text. Now, I will not be reading this text, alright? I've watched a few clips of the game and a speed run to remind me of the game. This is what inspired me to come back and play the game. And I've seen some clips of the later sections of the game, and I refuse. I'm saying that right now. I refuse to read any dialogue in this game. Some of it is great. Some of it is so cringy that I will not debase myself to such a level. But now that we've got that out of the way, we have a fancy schmancy looking cutscene here. Now, this is a game from the olden days, we'll say. So it's Dreamcast and GameCube and PS2. I need to turn it down for myself. And yeah, obviously it's been ported to PC, which is what I'm playing it on. And this is a game I grew up with, so I have a lot of fondness for it. I guess I'm what you'd call nostalgic, but I'm thinking the game will hold up. Because I watched the speed run, the story, for the most part, holds up. But I'll be honest, I had it on the background, so I'm not entirely like. I've not spoiled everything for myself. I've not kept an eye on everything, but we'll see. So the game is a turn-based RPG game, and unlike most JRPGs, this is a Japanese RPG. Unlike most like JRPGs from that time, there's not really any side quests. It's sort of like completely linear all the way through, which is good. It's also not good. Let me move the cursor out of the way. But we'll see. So we have a long cutscene to get through, and I don't have a whole lot to talk about, so I may go quiet. I may not. I'm not used to this format, so hopefully we can improve on it as time goes on. But for now, we'll just watch it. So I'll give a brief rundown of what the game's about. So you play as a young adult. I think he's only like, how old is he? I don't know. We'll find out at some point. I'll look it up. But you play as a man called Ryudo, and you control an entire party of characters. As you can see, like from the start screen, you have Ryudo and Elena. Elena is the songstress right there. We'll be meeting her in a little bit. But the whole game is basically a quest. You are going on a mission to bring Elena to the Pope, and one thing leads to another, and in typical RPG fashion it becomes end of the world shit, but we'll get to that when we get to that. For now though, we'll just see as things as they are, and how they are is Ryudo's about to fall off a cliff. Fall into some lizard men. Yeah, that's Ryudo right there, that's the main character of the game. He is voiced by the same voice actor for Leonardo in one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I've never really watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I know of it.
Sky, over here.
I know some trivia. One of the trivia was he's voiced by Leonardo. So if you like the TNMT, well, there's some fancy little information for you that you would enjoy. And also, there's a bird that can somehow lift this man's weight.
I
don't
cannot
know
take
how.
much more of this. Quit your belly aching and fly, damn it!
I mean, I've never held a bird in my life, but I'd imagine it would be like impossible for that to happen. Also, yeah, the game for its time with a load of beautiful
I finished the
skyboxes, and that is
job,
one of
didn't
them.
I?
I quite like the game's art style. It's very old, but yeah, it's quite old, quite dated, but it still holds up surprisingly well. Like, it has its own vibe.
Yes, in your own crude
So yeah,
fashion.
Ryudo's
Here,
just done a
take
job, and
him
now
up.
he's being paid for
Lover,
it.
don't be
And
rude.
the client is
I'm
not
so
too happy
sorry.
with him.
Don't bother, I'm used to it.
I won't have you speaking to his kind. Come, we're leaving.
That's a bit racist, old man. Jesus. Alright, there we go. So, Ryudo has money. And Sky, the bird, is like Pikachu. He will never leave my
I
shoulder.
cannot stand
Unless
him.
he wants to leave
What
the
a
shoulder.
pompous fool.
It's work, not a barrel of laughs.
Well, well, you're growing up, Ryudo.
Now, fun fact, I
it
grew
weren't
up
for
in
work,
a
I'd have nothing to
Catholic
do with
primary
that
school.
guy.
And so,
But business is business.
as you'll see later on,
She was a
it
fine
would get very
girl, though.
I
interesting.
don't care for her or the kindness of
That made things
strangers.
very interesting for this game, given how the story turns out. It's like, I don't want to spoil anything. It's like, for most people, this is the first time seeing it, or maybe they've watched or played Grandia 2 before, and this is their first time seeing it in a while. But the story is quite biblical, quite theological, and it goes into a really interesting
What is it,
place.
Sky?
And
Ryudo, looks like we have
I'll just
another
say it went at
job.
odds with what I was taught at Catholic primary school. Right. Also, yeah. There's a bandage on a tree branch, whatever that is.
Hey, not already.
It's a
I'm
tree.
still sore from that fall. No thanks to you. Ouch! Okay. Sky, all right
Also, yeah, the bird
already.
doubles as a
It's
woodpecker.
good to have work, right?
Yeah, Ryudo is really learning the pains of the 9 to 5. He's just... I don't know what time it is for him in this world, but like,
It says
we don't really get
Chief
a
Grannis wants to hire
rough
you as a bodyguard.
estimate of time in this
so,
game.
working for Grannis, huh? Now I really
But-
don't want to do it.
A
You know what I mean.
job's a job.
I suppose most
Right.
RPGs are like that. They don't really tell
I
you
guess
how
you're
much
right.
time has passed
That's what
between
it means to
you
be
just
a
have to guess.
geohound.
And yeah, I just spoke over some terms from the game. So the Church of Grannis, as you might have seen during the intro cutscene, there was a good-looking thing and an evil-looking thing. Now the good-looking thing was Grannis. The evil-looking thing was a entity called Valmar, who sort of is the main antagonist of the game. And yeah, Church of Grannis, follow Grannis, so on and so forth. Now this, it's an old game, so we can recover at this, and we can save. Now I'm going to oversave. I'm going to overwrite this save file I've got here. Now this is a old game. There's no, what do we call it in this? What do we call it? There's no autosave. Jesus, I can't think. And so, yeah, without autosave, I have a rule, and that is save and save often. So you might see me saving whenever I can. Also, if you don't like spiders, just look away for a minute. Not too bad, but you might like it, you might not. But this is basically the tutorial enemy. Now, we have combo, critical, we have skills, we've only got one at the moment, and we have items. I'm not bother using them. We have evade and defend. I'm just going to... I think I'm just going to combo it. So, give you guys a brief look at how combat works. Now, he's about to hit. So, yeah, as you can see from the bottom right, we have a little like timer things, and your characters all... It's like how in most turn-based combat games, I'll do this. In most turn-based combat games, you don't really see the when who goes when. It's like whoever has the highest speed goes. In this game, it's a bit different. So whoever has the most upgraded skills tend to move first, I believe, and then you can alternate it. So you can, if an enemy takes damage, they will not move. If oh, another spider there. That's weird. Yeah, if an enemy takes damage, they just pause. If they get critical hit while they're about to attack, their attack is completely cancelled, as we will see here, hopefully. And some moves take longer to charge than others, and it's all like a turn order, but you can see it. And we are gonna, might as well do it again. There we go. We're just bullying the spider. Oh my god. And then we can go 3 for 3. Why not? Oh, rip. Yeah, the game does not want me to go 3 for 3.
Practice if you want to beat me.
And yeah, so I'm trying to explain as much as I can. There's probably some stuff on the screen that I'll explain when I get to it. But the combat in this game, it's quite bare bones, but it's also very in-depth. It's deceptively in-depth. And as time goes on, I will explain it as best as I can. But we have just arrived at the first town in the game, and here we have the Church of Grannis. And Elena, who, as I've already mentioned, is the first party member you get after Ryudo, of course. Now, Elena is a songstress, and she is she's pivotal towards doing this ritual that the town are building towards. And we are... Oh, sorry, I'm skipping through that a bit fast, my bad. Hopefully I'm explaining it as best as I can. But, like, they're doing a ritual. Now, these all, like... I don't know if they're all songstresses, I think it's just Elena. But the other ones are, like... How do I word this? They're like assistants to the church and all that, so they're going to assist her in her duty. But Elena's the one that has to seal this like thing away, I guess, later on in the game. But at this point, she's very much just here to do a ritual. I don't know if it's to seal away anything. I don't know if that's what it is at the start, or if it is literally just a ritual to be like, yep, look, it's an annual thing. I don't remember. Yeah, there we go. So it's a ritual to drive away and seal away evil spirits. So I was right. So she's important to this, and they're like, oh, well, like, you need to get your bodyguard. We can't have you going with us. What if you attack? And that's where Ryudo comes in. Ryudo has been hired to bring her to the tower. And the game is telling us not to venture around at night. That is completely useless information because, well, as you'll soon find out, there's no differentiation between day and night. Either is just as dangerous as the other. We're going to sell the Yomi's elixir because this is basically just a revival item. And I like to be a bit risky when I play these games. We'll sell the other one, why not? And then we're going to buy the Shamshir because it increases my attack. And that's what I did last time. A lot quicker this time, might I add. Hopefully I have to explain shops. It's an RPG game. Shops are self-explanatory. You got the gold, you got the coin, you can do whatever you want. But yeah, we're going to continue along. Ryudo has heard a song, and we're in a church. I mean, we're outside of a church. I actually can't hear it. I need to turn it up from my end. There we go. I actually couldn't hear anything, so I was like, is Ryudo just imagining a song before it's playing? No, I'm just an idiot. Oh, I need to sort out the audio in this game. If that's even possible. I'm actually like wondering what language that is. I don't know if it's like an actual language or if it's just made up for the game.
I should have known that I needed more practice.
What's the matter? Is that all?
Who said
Also, yeah,
that?
the voice dialogue just naturally moves on by on its own, so I don't have to do anything. I just
Don't
watch
mind
it.
me. Continue.
Were you listening to my singing?
Come on, if you're that tense, you won't be able to perform at all.
Who are you? I haven't seen you around.
Yeah, Ryudo's
What are
giving
you
real
doing
Stanley
here?
Kubrick
Whoa
vibes right
now.
now.
What am I doing here?
If you know,
You're
you
the one who
know.
hired me.
107 takes, let's
I-
go.
Hired you? I do not remember anything of the sort. You look awfully suspicious. Leave right now, or I'll scream.
Are you for real? Oh, wait a sec. I bet no one told you.
Elena, is something the matter? Ah, you must be the Geohound, yes? We've been waiting for you.
A geohound?
Hey, I'm Ryudo. This here's Sky. Quite a warm welcome for someone you're hiring.
What? Why are you being so rude?
Elena, please excuse her. Allow me to apologize on her behalf. Elena, you must get ready to leave.
Yes, Father. I'm very sorry for interfering. Please excuse me.
Excuses in women are equally tiring.
Well, this game's aged well, I see.
This is not the place.
Yeah, I'll explain
May I
something in
ask
a
you
moment.
to wait at the inn? I shall be along shortly.
So you may have noticed that Ryudo has been referred to as something called a geohound. Now that is basically this game's term for a mercenary. I think it's like, I guess like a lower level mercenary who's not looked upon too fondly, a bit rough around the edges, which is what Ryudo is. And people don't really like him because of that. And we'll find out more about Ryudo later on in the game, but for now just know that he's not looked at too fondly. And we are also able to save in here. We are not going to save just yet though. I trust my laptop not to crash during this cutscene. Now, the priest told us to wait here and we are going to do just that. Now, in terms of the game's runtime, casually on a normal difficulty, it would take someone roughly 30 hours. Because we're playing on the hard mode, it might take longer. I say I've not played it on hard mode before. Hard mode wasn't even an option on the PS2, I don't think. So, hopefully, I get the difficulty I'm looking for. Because I do like difficulty in video games. But yeah, this man here is going to inform us of the job, but I have spoiled that already. I'm sorry for everything I've done so far. Yeah, as you can see, the priest is sort of like, yeah, you know what, fine, we won't judge you for your lifestyle choices. So, yeah. I guess Geohound's on the lowest of the low, and that's sort of how Ryudo sees himself, which is a shame. Because this guy goes on a really good character arc, and I think you'll enjoy it quite a bit. You've got to stick with it. So Ryudo is being hired as a bodyguard to escort Elena to Grandia Tower, where they're going to do a ritual to seal away evil spirits or drive away evil spirits, one or the other. And Ryudo is still quite skeptical of it. As for like how long each episode will be, I don't know how long on average, but I'll end whenever it feels natural. And when it feels natural, that should be just in a moment when we get Elena. And as you can see, Ryudo is really tempting fate here by stating that he's never botched a job. Well, he has almost botched a job in the cutscene, so dreaded to see what other jobs he's almost botched. But until then, let's get over here. Now, if I press my Y button, now I'm using an Xbox controller, so I keys are a little bit different, but I can use this to decide where I want to go. Silesia is like the continent, I guess, and Church of Grandia is where we want to go, so here we go. And Ryudo has referred to Elena as her fussiness. And this is the start of a long-running pet name, I guess, he has for Elena, and that is Princess. And Elena does not like it. And at the start of this game, Ryudo and Elena just do not get on at all. But maybe they'll open up to one another as time goes on. We shall see. This is an RPG, as we all know. Roughly about 30 to 40 hours. That's plenty of time for these two to find a common ground. And as you can see, the father has reminded Elena of her duty. So these are two characters that are really just bound by duty, I guess. So Elena is bound by duty to the church, and Ryudo is bound by duty to the job. And I guess that's like a key theme in this game is purpose and duty, and like why people are doing what they are doing, and that's most games, but here it's quite interesting. But anyway, I will save in the church. That's what I did last episode that got cancelled. So I'm going to save here. I'm going to end this one here. Hopefully I've enticed you all enough into sticking around for the whole series. We're going to make this a big thing. So thank you guys for watching, and we shall catch you guys in the next one.